But HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells us, rely on me and you will get whatever you are supposed to get. So here's a guy that says, I rely on you, Hashem, so I'm not going to overwork myself. Because with people that overwork means they have no reliance on Hashem. When somebody takes 2 or 3 jobs, that's the most tragic thing in the world. You know why? Because Hashem never, even in the header, Hashem never meant guys should work 24 hours a day. No, Hashem never meant that. Even in the header, Hashem never meant that. Why are you working 2 or 3 jobs? You got to make a parnas. That means that person has zero bitach. Absolutely zero bitach. The guy who needs 2 jobs, when a person tells me, my job doesn't earn enough to feed my family. You know what he's saying? I can't rely on my parnasa for my job. I have to get another parnasa. If the guy would have any seichel, he would say, Hashem, I'm doing what I can. I'm boiteach that you are going to provide for me and my family, and you're going to give me everything I need, even though the numbers don't add up. Guy's making 60 grand a year, 70 grand a year, and he needs to make 200 grand a year to feed his growing family. I understand your dilemma, but you have to. If you don't want to work like a shvartza, and you don't want to end up being just a slave in Evet Kanani, you better work on bitach. You've got to work on bitach. Now, Beis Levi says another thing. But so to the degree that you think you need to work 2 jobs, you will not get your money unless you work 2 jobs. So you're your own worst enemy, I tell people. You're your own worst enemy. I remember a fellow who's very involved in bitachon nationally called me up and he said he's struggling with parnasa. He wanted to have an afternoon job, wanted to take a night job. I said, you out of your mind? If you work 24 hours a day, what are you doing? What are you talking? You got to be talking over there. If you're doing what you have to do, you'll have bitachon, you'll have your money. You don't have to worry about. That's what a person has to realize. How? Bitachon. But if you don't have bitachon and you feel that your job will never give you the money, so now let's say a guy asks himself, do I need to work 9 hours a day for my parnas? If you worked 8 hours a day, would you not have parnas? And the guy said, no, I'd have parnas if I worked 8 hours a day. Know what that means? That 1 hour extra the guy works is asur gomor, completely prohibited. It's mamish forbidden legamri to do that extra work. You don't need it. Here I took a fellow, Talmud of mine, he wasn't a youngster anymore, 50 years old, he had a company, he had a partner, and I told him, how many hours a day you work? 8 hours. I said, you're out of your mind? Why would you work 8 hours a day? He said, have to. I said, no, you don't. Let me show you. I'm going to show you don't have to work 8 hours a day. He said, from now on, you're going to start leaving work instead of 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, 15 minutes early. Do it for a few weeks and see if your parnasa becomes diminished. His parnasa did not come diminished. Know what I said to him then? Take another 15 minutes off. Now leave at 4:30. A few weeks later, I said, how's your parnasa doing? Parnasa is doing wonderful. I said, now take off another 15 minutes. At the end of 6 to 8 months, the guy was working 4 hours a day and earning the same parnasa. His partner got angry at him. I'm putting in 8 hours, and you're putting in 4 hours. He said, I'm bringing in the exact same money I brought before. What's the difference? You can do the same thing. gets up and talking. The guy, I don't believe in that stuff. But look, it works. Look for me. Not 1 cent less. It's amazing. Here I took a doctor who worked like a sus. It's a very funny business, but it wasn't the kind of doctor like a heart doctor where people came running to you. It was more of an allergy doctor, less of a demanding. I told the guy, you don't have to work so hard. Take off 5 minutes each day from your work. And he did. Then he would learn 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day was the soonest thing he got. He had to go 10 minutes a day. At the end of the few years, I say, how many hours a week are you learning now? He said 16. I'm learning 16 hours a week. I said, I said, how's your parnasa doing? He said, not affected kihu zaklal. Not only that, I'm even getting my expected raise, earnings to be raised every period. Doesn't make sense. He says, that doesn't make sense. How can you make money and more money if you're working less? You know why? Because it's not the working that brings you to parnasa. Now, if you're a lazy bum and you hit a shear, and you decide, wow, I love this kind of shear. I'm telling my wife, I became a Baal B'tachin, and now I'm staying home, and I'm going to play with my phone. So she's to throw your head out the front door, because you're just a filak, or as they say in English, a lazy bum. No such thing. You got to be real. You got to be honest, and you're relying on Hashem. But I'll tell you another example. I had a doctor who was thinking of working at night. What do they call it? Moonlighting. And I told him, why would you? He was moonlighting in an emergency room. I said, are you out of your mind? Why would you do this? I said, how much do you make from this moonlight? 25 grand a year. 25 grand a year? Not bad. So it's a little moonlighting. You don't have to work a whole night. You work a couple hours. So I told him, what if you can make that money without moonlighting? You could stay home, you could learn, you could have chavrusas. Yeah, but my parnasa right now, for my main thing, I'm short. So what he did was, I told him to stop the nonsense. I told him to go learn. Close the window, son. Told him to go and give it up. Don't moonlight. And I'm telling you, your parnasa is not going to change one bit. You're getting, Hashem decided at the beginning of the year what you're going to earn. You're not going to earn 1 penny more when you moonlight. You're just getting your parnasa spread out over a longer, but he couldn't figure out how's that going to happen. I said, if you challenge Hashem that it can't happen if I do my regular job, you're silly, because Hashem can make your regular job give you more money. Nah, that's not going to happen. But he believed that Hashem was going to give it to him in some way. And he said, at the end of the year, we will talk. At the end of the year, I asked him, "No, what happened?" He said, Hashem reimbursed me the 25 grand. I said, can I ask you how? He said, yeah. He said, my family adopted an old Russian lady who had no family whatsoever. And she was put into a nursing home. She moved out of her apartment. She told us to clean her apartment out. And she told us to look for the silver foil balls. Keep the silver foil balls. I don't know if you know, but I'm aware old ladies like to save silver foil. Because it's a waste. Save for next Hanukkah, maybe for next Pesach, I don't know for when. It comes in handy. So they save balls of silver foil in bottles, you know. So she said, look for the silver foil balls. She didn't say why. Anyway, they found the silver foil ball. They opened it up, and they see it was full of cash. Now they started B'dikas Chametz. Anyway, they found a number of silver foil balls, and it was a total of $25,000. I told the guy, see what I mean? This same guy wanted to put an ad in the yellow pages. That was going to cost him 40 grand. I told him, are you retarded? Because some person came to sell you some nice ad for $40,000, you're going to pay it. I'm telling you, if you believe you need that, you're not going to get your parnasa only through that. But if you believe that Hashem could give you the parnasa without that, you don't need that.